If you missed Roller Jam last week, you missed the Florida Sundogs skating a man down rather than risk yet another Richard Brown ejection.
We can't have his detrimental influence on the team. The team has to come first.
But now in a blockbuster deal, the Sundogs have gotten rid of their problem and shipped Brown to the Nevada Hotdice for clean skating Bill Barker. Tonight, Little Richard gets his first chance to bite back at the Sundogs.
You know they're ungrateful. I try to give them the guidance that they need out there. They want to do it their way, let them play their way.
Florida will try to keep it clean against Nevada's glitzy, high-rolling showstopper. It's the Dice versus the Dogs, and the winners advance to the second game of tonight's doubleheader, the mega match against the WSL leaders of the pack, the New York Enforcers. So, are you ready to roller jam? In Orlando, Florida, this is Roller Jam in the World Skating League. Tonight, it's the Nevada Hotdice and the Florida Sundogs from Roller Jam Arena. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Ken Resnick, along with my broadcast partner, Lee the Hawk Rehrman. And we do have updates on the Little Richard Brown situation. Commissioner Jerry Seltzer brokered a trade between the Hotdice and the Florida Sundogs. Little Richard is now on the Hotdice, and in return, the Florida Sundogs received the big blocker, Bill Barker. And Hawk, I think it's a trade that really benefits both teams.
Well, we all know about Richard Brown, but what Bill Barker brings to the Sundogs is a clean physical play that they sorely demand that they haven't been getting from Little Richard Brown as of late.
And certainly the Hotdice have showed flashes of brilliance, but they were lacking the veteran leadership that Richard Brown brings to the table. The Hotdice very pleased to have the Little Richard Brown, whatever Richard Brown, shows up as evidence by these comments from Laura Weintraub.
I'm really excited about Richard joining our team. He has so much experience. We have a lot of skaters with a lot of talent, but he's just a legend, and it's just great. The Sundogs were really stupid for getting rid of him.
Well, it sounds like the Hotdice are happy, but my question is, how are the Sundogs going to react here tonight?
Well, earlier today, the Sundogs ran into Richard Brown, and believe you me, the greeting was anything but heartfelt. It'll be very interesting indeed, and also to see what Richard Brown focuses on, revenge or winning the game. Let's go to trackside announcer Tom Chassie.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from the state best known for nuclear test sites and 99-cent shrimp cocktails, the Nevada Hotdice!
And there's our first look on television at the Nevada Hotdice. And I tell you, management did a great job of putting this team together because they really reflect the persona, if you will, of the state of Nevada. They're high profile, they're risk takers, they're showy, and there is a strange sight. Little Richard Brown going by in the green and white of the Hotdice. I think this trade, Richard Brown for Bill Barker, benefits both teams. Richard Brown brings some lacking leadership to the Hotdice.
Well, and Little Richard Brown looking like he picked up a little weight in his time off. They're going to lose some of that leadership, the Sundogs are, but they pick up some strength with Bill Barker. There's a shot of Micah Martin, brother of Sam Martin. That fraternal struggle will play out today as well.
And there you see an inner sanctum, if you will, of the Hotdice. They call themselves the Showgirls.
And now, introducing Florida's official state animals, the Florida Sundogs!
And there are the Florida Sundogs, and Hawk, there is no question this game laced with controversy. You gotta wonder how the Sundogs will react skating against their former coach and mentor, Richard Brown. But I think Bill Barker brings a great stability to the Sundog team. They needed the big physical block.
Well, and Bill Barker provides a lot of that physical, but also the Sundogs now got rid of that cloud of controversy with Little Richard Brown. And you've got Bill Barker, a physical guy that fits the mold of the clean-cut Sundog.
There's the play of Sam Martin. Remember, this first look on television, he's skating against his brother, Micah Martin. And there's the big question mark in my mind for the Sundog women. Denise Loden, certainly not how she plays, one of the best skaters in the WSL, but that knee has given her a lot of problems that's going to have to hold up.
And Ken, I hate to jump on you, but we've got a shot coming up here of the Hotdice ring girl. Her name is Marissa Diamond, and I gotta make a complaint to management here. She is only the ring girl there she is for the Hotdice. I think we should bring her back for every darn game.
Why doesn't it surprise me you knew her name? And now, here's the starting lineup for the women. For the Sundogs, of course, Denise Loden, their captain, the speedster, Debbie Rice, Cathy Evangelo, Andrea Franklin, and Susanne Schalin. And starting for the Hotdice, Kim Hartt, very physical. Laura Weintraub, and the third member of the showgirl, Shay Brown, along with the speedster, Mindy Smith, and Vicki McEwen. And we are just about underway as the Jammers are at the front of the starting line, and here we go. And right out, it's Cathy Evangelo breaking out for the Sundogs, and here's Laura Weintraub for the Hotdice, and here comes the speedster, Debbie Rice, in the Guinness Book of World Records. But right now, Cathy Evangelo out all alone, and Debbie Rice and Mindy Smith closing.
Well, you wonder if the Hotdice, this is their first time on television, are they going to be intimidated by cameras all over the building?
Weintraub goes down, and now it's Evangelo and Debbie Rice. Denise Loden dropping back in the pack, looking back for the lead jammer. Right now it's Debbie Rice. Denise Loden setting up, setting her up for the whip, and Debbie Rice, a reverse whip. Rice now picking up some speed, goes by right there, goes by one, and goes by two. Hotdice, and you see put her arms on her waist, cutting off the jam. Picks up 2 points as you do here in the WSL every time you pass a block or lap the pack.
And the experience we talked about shown through there. You saw Kim Hartt here at the end of the replay having some points scored right around her. Earlier, Laura Weintraub went right to the track at the hands of Debbie Rice.
2-0 Florida Sundogs as we start the second jam. And remember, after the first one, the Jammers always start at the back of the pack, the blockers in front, but right now on the outside, Mindy Smith taking the whip from one of her teammates. She is the fastest of the Hotdice skaters. And now Debbie Rice pursuing her. These are the two fastest gals on the track. Right now, Debbie Rice and Mindy Smith. A lot of people focused on this matchup, and this is the first clean cut. Elbow from Rice, and Smith retains her balance. Now they come around the far side. Big elbow from Mindy Smith. Shows the physical side. Debbie Rice down, Mindy Smith now. Great job of blocking by Andrea Franklin. I can't pick up her teammate. A double block set up. Cathy Evangelo and Andrea Franklin. You see Shay Brown, the biggest skater on the Hotdice, whispering something to Mindy Smith. Right there, great strategy. Shay Brown breaks up the double block. Smith goes through, ties again, and cuts off the jam.
And Mindy Smith here sends Debbie Rice to the ground. Then she was whispering to her teammate, Shay Brown, who paves the way here. She scores the points, calls off the jam.
And we're all tied up at 2. We'll be right back. Hotdice women very accountable so far as they trail the Sundogs by only 1.
And now we get our first chance to see little Richard Brown in his Hotdice uniform.
Quickly answer the rumor. Was it your secret desire always to play with this team?
No one will ever know, but I can tell you one thing, the Sun Puppies are going to regret ever letting me go.
Hawk, I can guarantee it wasn't his secret desire because you saw how mad he was, how flustered he was when the Sundogs went to the commissioner, Jerry Seltz, and said, we want to get rid of him.
Well, what the heck's a Sun Puppy? That's what I want to know.
Right now, Gina Lombardo breaking out for the Sundogs, and this is Laura Weintraub, one of the showgirls for the Nevada Hotdice. Remember, the winner of this one goes into tonight's mega match against the defending leaders of the pack, the New York Enforcers. And now Mindy Smith and Debbie Rice, the two speedsters for their respective teams, go down. This right now is Gina Lombardo for the Florida Sundogs as she closes in on the pack. But you see Kim Hartt waiting and blocking and putting down Gina Lombardo. We talked about Kim Hartt being the most physical of the Nevada Hotdice.
And Kim Hartt says Gina Lombardo. There's a shot at Gina Lombardo with her little hair weave going there as she fixes her hair. Right here, you see her off of Kim Hartt right into the side of the track. The huge size advantage of Kim Hartt really played a role in doing that to Gina Lombardo right there.
Well, Gina Lombardo, of course, a very slender 5'2", 115, while Kim Hartt, a former Miss Florida Fitness, is 5'6" and a very solid 130 pounds. Now Denise Loden blocking up front for the Sundogs. Denise Loden, certainly the quarterback, reaches back, and here's a whip to Gina Lombardo. You can see the tremendous playmaking abilities of Denise Loden, blocking but still focusing on getting a jammer out, and here comes Kim Hartt chasing Gina Lombardo. Kim Hartt out of former Miss Florida Fitness out of Alberta, Canada. And Gina Lombardo, of course, Hawk, the North American Cream Court champion. And down she goes to Kim Hartt. Hartt smiling. She likes nothing better than putting people down on the track.
When you talk about cream corn, it looked like Kim Hartt was chewing a little bit of that. A little bit was chewing up a little bit of that cream corn.
And now look who's in the back of the pack. Denise Loden all over the track. Loden and Hartt. We talked about they're far and away the two most physical players for their respective teams. And Kim Hartt would like nothing better to make a name for herself by putting down Denise Loden. Loden went for the big elbow. Hartt ducked under, picked up 1 point, and cut off the jam by putting her hands on her waist.
Well, we talk about the physical presence of Kim Hartt. Right there, we saw a second example of that. Gina Lombardo on the receiving end. Then we see finesse. Kim Hartt first showing strength, then showing finesse, scores points, calls off the jam. Unbelievable job by Kim Hartt.
Kim Hartt certainly can be proud of herself on that one. And now, once again, the referees form the pack, and we are off again. And now, interestingly, Denise Loden wearing a jammer helmet for the Sundogs. And look who's right on her tail. That would be none other than Kim Hartt. This could be a great, interesting matchup if they can break free. But Denise Loden now coming around on the outside, looking back to see if she's being pursued. Right now, Shay Brown gives the whip, and that is Loden and Kim Hartt, this time both wearing the jammer helmets. Remember, Hart's going to be a little winded from that previous jam, but it is Loden and Kim Hartt as they come around. Denise Loden, I'm sure, trying to get even for Kim Hartt, picking up the point on her on the last jam. Now, Denise Loden goes by two of the Hotdice. Loden just weaving back and forth in and out of the pack. Susanne, Schalin, and Andrea Franklin now blocking up front, and there you see Denise Loden cutting off the jam. A great job of scoring.
Well, and what comes around goes around. Denise Loden get the better of this one. Kim Hartt actually nowhere to be seen.
And Kim Hartt now Denise Loden standing by with Danny Wolf.
Denise, if it isn't 3 members of the Bod Squad coming after you, it's 3 members of the Showgirls. Great last jam on them.
Thank you very much. These girls are a joke. Showgirls, feathers, glitz. Give me a break. This is a sport.
There's no question, as Denise Loden goes, so go the Sundog women. Mindy Smith now breaks out for the Hotdice.
And Mindy Smith is the fastest skater in the West here in the World Skating League.
And now Andrea Franklin dropping back for the Sundogs. A great blocker as Andrea Franklin. But look at the speed of Mindy Smith. Goes right by Franklin, cuts off the jam, pulls the Hotdice within 1. Remember, coming up, the mega match tonight. There you see the Sisters of Suffering waiting. Now, let's take a look at roller rules.
Hi, I'm Sean Atkinson, captain of the
And I'm the pony, Eric Slopey.
We're here to teach you a new kind
About a little kind of block called the Bulldog.
And the Bulldogs got some bite. Oh, yeah!
You have to make sure you do the Bulldog right or you're gonna get a penalty. The proper way to perform a Bulldog is to drape your arm around the person's neck and then drop the handle. The key is to put your arm around the neck without using your head on.
Like this. Oh, Daddy, what you gonna do? When the I get shot? When the I get shot? When the I get shot? Bulldogs, you! Oh, Daddy, that Bulldog is definitely illegal. Kids, don't try this at home without parent supervision.
With the score, the Sundogs 7, the Hotdice 6. We'll be back with the men right after this.
Get online at www.rollerjam.com. Get the latest info on your favorite team. Email players and fans, even buy your favorite Jam merchandise, all with the click of a mouse. Get online and get to www.rollerjam.com.
Welcome back. The men are on the track, and starting for the Sundogs will be the Flames, Sam Martin, Tom Smith, newly acquired Bill Barker, Sean Marshall, and David Gletty. For the Hotdice, Mark Weber, Micah Martin, Richard Brown in the starting lineup, along with Randy Garrett and Christian Salvia. Should be very interesting, Hawk. This game we talked about laced with controversy. How will Richard Brown skate? And there's your favorite, Hawk.
Who's talking about Richard Brown? But now that you mention it, we'll see how Richard Brown's new appearance on the Hotdice affects the Hotdice and, more importantly, the Sundogs.
And right away, all 4 jammers break out, and down goes Sam Martin at the hands of his brother Micah Martin. So we've got Mark Weber, Micah Martin, and now down go the other Sundogs. This is Weber and Micah Martin for the Hotdice. Great opportunity for the Hotdice to pick up some points. They're flying around the track. This is Mark Weber, and there's Bill Barker. What a great job. That's why he was acquired. Another great block on Micah Martin. Bill Barker doing a great job of blocking for the Sundogs. Mark Weber now coming up. So far, none of the Hotdice, neither Martin nor Weber, able to get back. And boy, talk about a great trade for the Sundogs. What a job Bill Barker is doing.
Well, you see some of that physicality we talked about at the outset. Bill Barker, a very large, muscular young man, is playing the he's rolling the hot dice, Ken, and I think they're coming up snake eyes.
Down goes Micah Martin, down goes Weber, and what a great job. And look at Richard Brown and Bill Barker, some pushing and shoving. This is exactly what the Sundogs, why they wanted to get rid of Richard Brown. Look at Bill Barker, skates right away, keeping that Sundog mentality. But Hawk, what a great jab by Barker.
Well, here you see Bill Barker totally wreaking havoc on the Hotdice and adds insult to injury to little Richard Brown right at the end of the jam. And he gets right in little Richard's face. Little Richard Brown, the new ugly little Richard Brown, cannot goat Bill Barker into a fight. He's a clean player. He played clean there.
What a great job of Bill Barker. That's exactly why the Sundogs acquired him. And now after the first one, you see the jammers start at the back of the pack and have to work their way through the blockers. Remember, once they lap the pack, that's when the scoring takes place in the WSL. And right now, blockers on both teams doing a good job of keeping the jammers prevented. Now, Christian Salvia gets a whip from one of his teammates, and he's the first one to break free as Barker goes into the rail. This is Salvia along with PJ Rosi. Again, the Dice have two blockers out. Bill Barker now. And there is Bill Barker. Is that Barker, Hawk?
No, it's Pasi Schalin.
Pasi Schalin, the former Edmonton Oiler. Great pickup on that front number. Pasi Schalin goes by both of them.
Well, here's a great mix of strength and speed, does Pasi Schalin.
And look at the Sundogs as they tie up the entire pack. I'm not sure what the scoring is. Christian Salvia goes by, turned around to check with the referees. In fact, the referees themselves are conferring, but now in the meantime, let's go trackside with Broadway Danny Wolf and the Flame.
Sam Martin, now you're skating against little Richard Brown, but he's up to his old tricks as we see.
Yeah, I just noticed that the last jam that it's war on the track, and I'm ready for him now.
He was one of your mentors. What does that mean to you?
Well, he taught me how the tricks were, and now he's going to have all those tricks done right back on top of him.
Well, certainly no love lost between the brothers, Sam and Micah Martin. And there you see Richard Brown battling it out. Right over the railing goes Richard Brown. And look how fast Brown scrambles right back. But boy, he is well behind the pack. Great job by the Florida Sundogs. And now finally breaking out for the Sundogs. This looks like is that Barker?
That's Sam Martin. We just talked about it.
Flame. Brother against brother. Sam and Micah Martin as they break free. Great job, no love lost between these two. And down goes Micah Martin at the hands of the Flame. We have talked many times about how physical Sam Martin plays.
Well, and Micah Martin, who's a little bit taller than Sam, obviously took the elbow, and it looked like Sam Martin's done that a few times before.
Richard Brown is laying back. Richard Brown, Sam talked about him being his mentor. Now the knee, Brown brings it up to Sam Martin. Great job of keeping his balance. It looks like Buford. Here's Pasi Schalin. Barker. Oh, Barker took out his own teammate. And look at Richard Brown.
Well, and Richard Brown, we've seen him all year, this metamorphosis. He's showboating, he's gloating. And for once, you see right here, little Sam Martin goes after his his bigger brother, Micah, sends him down. And the tail end of the play, you see Bill Barker. That physicality worked to his disadvantage, sends Sam Martin to the canvas.
And certainly Richard Brown loving it. Remember, it was Brown that was traded for Barker after basically the Sundogs mutiny. We're underway once again. And now again, remember, after the beginning of each period, the jammers start at the back of the pack and must work their way through the blockers. And now, right now, for the Sundogs, has Jonathan Russell trying to break free. And now the Hotdice, a great whip, and the Dice break free.
And that was a quadruple whip, it looked like, that sent Christian Salvia way out ahead of the pack.
And now, right now, it's two Hotdice being chased by Pasi Schalin. This is Salvia in the lead, but look at the skating of Pasi Schalin, the former Edmonton Oiler, just too fast. That hockey style took the inside of the track, and around he comes. to the pack, and Schalin goes right by the entire pack, quickly calls off the jam, puts his hands on his hips.
Well, and you see some of that explosiveness out of Pasi Schalin as he blasted past the two Hotdice. And then he comes into the back of the pack, shows some of that finesse after the power.
And Broadway Danny Wolf is standing by trackside with the former National Hockey Leaguer, Pasi Schalin.
Pasi Schalin, no more little Richard Brown on your team. How do you feel out there?
I feel confident that our team start getting confident back, and we don't really need him. If he doesn't play Sundog way, we don't need him at all.
What do you say, Hawk?
I don't know. What are you asking me for?
I think it had something to do with the Sundogs. Do not miss Richard Brown, and certainly the way Bill Barker has been blocking. What a great trade that was for the Sundogs. Pack is forming up once again. There's the whistle. We're underway with the jam. You see the blockers in back. It's the blockers rather in front, the jammers in back. Remember, after the first very jam of each period, the jammers start at the back and must wind their way through. And now Sam Martin takes the whip from David Gletty, and once again it's Micah Martin against Sam Martin, brother against brother, and there is no love lost, and Hawk, both the brothers go down.
Well, we talked about this last time, and actually Sam Martin steps right on Micah Martin, insult to injury.
Well, we talked about it, there's no love lost. Now it's Tom Smith and the Flames, Sam Martin, two jammers out for the Florida Sundogs. Very, very different scene, brother against brother, and now Smith and Martin coming up on the Hotdice as they're waiting, and there's little Richard Brown waiting. We'll see what he can do 2-on-1. Hammer's smart, and once again Richard Brown now goes by Barker. So far Brown doing a great job. Now he nails block. Barker, down goes Richard Brown, and both the Sundogs go by little Richard Brown. I think there, Hawk, it was a case individuality. He tried to do too much by himself.
Well, and he got himself in trouble with his showboat, and by the end, Bill Barker, who just lays an elbow into little Richard Brown. Bill Barker, you wonder how much this taunting from little Richard Brown, if Bill Barker can keep his composure, right there he might have lost it a little bit.
We'll be back with more right after this. It's halftime with the score of the Florida Sundogs 14, the Nevada Hotdice 9. Welcome back, everyone, to Roller Jam Arena. I'm Ken Resnick, along with my partner, Lee the Hawk Rehrman. And Hawk, right now, I'd have to say, so far, the trade benefiting the Florida Sundogs. Bill Barker has been all over the track.
Well, and Richard Brown in that green and white that we're not used to as part of that Jerry Seltzer trade. It seems like he's trying to get familiar with his teammates. He's not quite there yet, but I think he might have picked it up right there at the end of the first half.
Although in difference to little Richard Brown, it is a little easier to be a blocker than to coordinate all the teammates as Richard Brown is trying to do. But certainly for the Florida Sundogs, there is no question the quarterback, their leader, none other than Denise Loden, and I think she gave Kim Hartt an interesting lesson. Perhaps keep your eye more on the track and where you are than on the camera, as Kim Hartt forgot where Denise Loden was, and Denise Loden just leveled her.
Well, we talk about physicality, and we've been showing Bill Barker right there. You see him going right to the upper chest here of little Micah Martin, sends him down. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't say too much. He doesn't squawk too much like Richard Brown, but I tell you what, he can bring the heat. He can bring the physical. Bill Barker is a man to be reckoned with here in the World Skating League.
And certainly it'll be interesting to see how little Richard reacts having one half under his belt. Now standing by trackside, off Broadway, Danny Wolf with the Martin brothers.
All right, I'm between two brothers, as you know. Sam Martin of the Sundogs, Micah Martin.
Those stupid cheap shots out there. Hey, you're the one that stepped in my stomach, all right? All out war now, buddy. Nothing. We're on the track. You're going down. You're dead.
Sam, you stepped on your brother's stomach with skate.
Giving me all the cheap shots out there. He's got to play right. Or else you come right back at him.
So far, Sam has gotten the upper hand on you, Micah. What are you going to do?
I'm going to come back even harder. He's always taken advantage of me because I was his younger brother, and now I'm going to come back on this track and show him who's boss.
How do you respond to that?
Bring it on, big boy. All right, I'll take you on next period. Let's go.
Sam Martin obviously not intimidated by his younger brother, the Nevada Hotdice. They're showy, they're gamblers now. Let's meet them.
Live on the edge, take risks, and roll the dice.
Bam!
I love taking risks, chances. I've always been brought up to take risks or you don't get anywhere, and we get everywhere on this team.
These dice are cool customers, but they like their nightlife hot.
On the track or off the track, when we're out partying, I party really hard and they all join in and we have a good time. So everyone's together, we're just like one unit.
The way they live by night is also the way they skate by day. Don't be afraid to bet on the Nevada Hotdice, because they're on a roll.
Well, I tell you what, Ken, it's going to get ugly. If that's any indication, it might even get uglier here in the second half.
It is 14-9 Florida Sundogs. Remember, waiting in the wings in the mega match, the defending New York Enforcers. We'll be back with more right after this.
Get online at www.rollerjam.com. Get the latest info on your favorite team. Email players and fans, even buy your favorite Jam merchandise, all with the click of a mouse. Get online and get to www.rollerjam.com.
As we ready for second half action, remember, coming up, the mega match, the defending leaders of the pack, the New York Enforcers. Danny Wolf is in the stands with one of the Enforcers.
Shelly Russell, one of the stars of the New York Enforcers. You guys will be in the mega match defending the leader of the pack. Who would you rather play?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins this game because we are the leaders of the pack and it's going to stay that way.
So far, you've really been coming to your own lately. You're one of the leading jammers in the league right now. What's gotten into you, Shelly?
I just do my job with the help of the Sisters of Suffering and we're going to kick butt no matter what.
That's Shelly Russell, and believe you me, all the Enforcers are keeping a hot eye on these two teams because they are waiting in the wings. The winner of this one goes on to tonight's mega match against the New York Enforcers. Andrea Franklin and Laura Weintraub goes down. Franklin, uncharacteristic, a forearm to Weintraub. Perhaps a controversy in the heat of this matchup, getting to both. Now, coming out, that is Debbie Rice, the speedster, and Mindy Smith, the two fastest gals on the track for their respective teams. Debbie Rice in the Guinness Book of World Records, and she flies around the track, but look right here. Smith sends her into the railing, and Mindy Smith is staying right with her. And Kim Hartt and Denise Loden laying back. This is Hartt and Loden going back on both Smith and Rice, and so far both doing great, great jobs. We talked about Loden and Hartt, far and away the most physical players of each of their teams. There's a close-up of Kim Hartt.
Well, she definitely is a physical player for the Hotdice, and she's one of the showgirls. And here comes Denise Loden. We can't talk about it for more than 30 seconds that I have them get into some kind of confrontation. These two, not only do they not have any love lost for each other, but they are definitely the spiritual leaders of their teams.
Now it'll be very interesting. You saw Kim Hartt put the jammer helmet on. You've got to know Denise Loden will be keeping a very sharp eye on her. And right now, Cara Freedman, a newcomer to the Sundogs, and Gina Lombardo breaking out, being trailed by Kim Hartt. Hartt, we talked about, somewhat deceivingly fast, trying to catch up to the two Sundogs. This is Freedman and Lombardo right now. And there Kim Hartt takes Freedman down, and now it's Gina Lombardo and Kim Hartt. We talked about Hartt being the most physical of the Hotdice players, and now it's Lombardo, a cream corn champion, goes down to Kim Hartt. And there's Andrea Franklin and Cathy Evangelo laying back. And so far, Hartt being able to get by the double block. We've talked about what a great job, yeoman's job of blocking Andrea Franklin does, but right there, Kim Hartt ducks underneath the two Sundogs and picks up 2 points and cuts off the jam.
Well, I tell you, Ken, in that jam, we've been talking about her all day. Here's Kim Hartt physically taking Gina Lombardo for about the 5th time today under her rear end. But then she shows that finesse. We talk about her strength. There's her movement underneath the double arm block of the Sundogs. Great job by Kim Hartt.
I've got to say, the Nevada Hotdice, our first look at them, are showing a great amount of teamwork, and one can only speculate if that could be due to the newly acquired leadership of Richard Brown. But now the whistle goes and the jammers are on the track and breaking out now. This is Cathy Evangelo taking the whip from Denise Loden. Evangelo breaks out for the Florida Sundogs. And Hawks, so far, it's been a very evenly fought game.
Well, Cathy Evangelo is way out ahead of the pack. I'm thinking these Hotdice may be getting a little bit tired, Ken. We've seen a very active Kim Hartt This is their first time on television. I talked about it early. They might be a little bit winded now with all the excitement of this new venue that they're on.
Now, one thing you've got to say, the Florida Sundogs do a great job of keeping their jammers fresh. They interchange them, something we have not seen quite so much of from the Nevada Hotdice. Mindy Smith, their speedster, is out on almost every jam. As you see Cathy Evangelo winding her way through the pack. Kim Hartt right there trying to take her down. Hartt again wearing the blocker helmet. But again, you've got to give a lot of credit to Denise Loden, the way she's coaching these Sundog women, keeping her jammers fresh.
Well, and you saw Cathy Evangelo doubling over after a shot to the stomach, and that's Kim Hartt.
Denise Loden. Sean Corbett trying to break it up. Kim Hartt and Denise Loden. We've talked about the two physical play. And remember, early on I mentioned Kim Hartt made no bones about the fact she knows if she takes down Denise Loden, that makes a very big name for herself in the WSL. Denise Loden doesn't seem to be too affected by Kim Hart's Pearl Harbor attack.
Well, and I got to say that Denise Loden, always being a star here as a Sundog in the World Skating League, Kim Hartt really making her presence known today. I've got to think that Denise Loden might be a little bit jealous of the attention Kim Hart's getting today.
Well, right now it'll be interesting because Kim Hartt and Denise Loden both received one jam penalty, so each team without their spiritual and physical leaders. But Debbie Rice, smart move by the Sundogs, putting their speedster out, and she flies around, and Mindy Smith is right there with her. Smith and Rice, and remember, Loden and Hartt in the penalty box. No big blockers. It should prove very interesting as they close on the pack. Debbie Rice now with the inside. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records. And Debbie Rice, a great job, goes by the pack. Rice showing her speed. Smith staying right with her. Both jammers lap the pack once and go again, and perhaps got a little tired as they both go down.
Well, these two were attached at the hip for the whole jam. And what started out as them scoring points, now they're actually keeping it going by fighting with each other.
I'll tell you what, a yeoman's job by Debbie Rice and Mindy Smith. They're going to run out of time, and Mindy Smith comes back with a forearm on the back of Debbie Smith, but I think she was so tired it had little or no effect on Rice.
Well, and you saw Mindy Smith go to the head of Debbie Rice, and I think that might have been a cheap shot, but here we see both Debbie Rice and Mindy Smith lap the pack, score the points, and after they score the points, they both go down together. Now they're fighting together. These two look like they might have rode here to the arena together.
Well, I'll tell you, Hawk, it's been very interesting. The two matchup we talked about, Hartt and Loden from a physical standpoint, and Smith and Rice from a speed standpoint, have certainly come into play. And right now, both of these teams are saying never say die, and we're underway once again. And now breaking out, Debbie Rice, unbelievable with Denise Loden. But how can Rice talk about stamina right out in front? But now she's got Denise Loden right with her, and this should be proved to be very interesting. Chased by Kim Hartt and one of the other Nevada Hotdice as they come around the curve. The matchup we've talked about. Mindy Smith and Kim Hartt, Denise Loden and Debbie Rice, the four superstars of their respective teams. Interestingly, all wearing jammer helmets. Now look at a great move, a double tomahawk by Denise Loden, turning around, taking down both the Nevada Hotdice. And you can see just how winded Debbie Rice really is. And coming up, Kim Hartt, certainly the physical leader, is standing by with Broadway Danny Wolf, but there again, the double tomahawk by Denise Loden. Danny, Wolf, and Kim Hartt take it away.
Kim Hartt, you've done nothing but berate and taunt Denise Loden the whole game so far.
You know what it is she is like the Miss Goody Two-Shoes with a halo around her head. And let me tell you, folks, she's not all that.
And you are? And you are?
Oh, yeah. Don't believe those rumors. They're all rumors. You know, like people like to talk, you know, when they're jealous of me. And let me tell you, she can pick on the younger girls, but she's not going to get me.
And it's really getting physical out here. Denise Loden obviously shaken up a little bit. You wonder how long they can stick with it. We'll be right back.
It's the Florida Sundogs 21, the Nevada Hotdice 18. And Hawk, it's interesting. It's all coming down to the men, but the Hotdice have been hanging around very close in the scoreboard.
Well, and Sam and Micah Martin, we've talked about the rivalry. And Micah Martin, the younger yet bigger one, seems to have a little bit of a mouth on him. We'll see how that rivalry plays out as we get down to nut cutting time.
And older brother Sam certainly seems centered on the Hotdice, not his brother.
The Hotdice, you know, they come from the Vegas background, you know, gambling and taking chances and risks and stuff. And I've never known anyone to go to Las Vegas and actually come out ahead.
I can't say I don't agree with Sam Martin. I know whenever I get out to Las Vegas, I love to say hello to the money I've left there over the years.
Well, I don't even know if Sam Martin's old enough to gamble, so I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
Period 4 is underway, and always when we start a period, all 4 jammers come right off the starting line. And right now it's Rosi and Salvia for the Hotdice, Tom Smith and Jonathan Russell for the Sundogs. They're all grouped together. And now one of the Sundogs goes down. It's 2-on-1 Hotdice. And still Tom Smith is up for the Sundogs, and now he's down. And a great opportunity for the Hotdice. This is Rosi and Salvia coming around the track.
Well, and this is the last period, Ken, so if these guys got anything left, they're going to have to expend it now.
This is why the Sundogs got Bill Barker in the trade for Little Richard. You see the great blocking he has done all throughout this matchup. Bill Barker almost single-handedly taking care of both the Hotdice jammers and Richard Brown. Great yeoman's job by Bill Barker.
And you get a good shot of the physicality of Bill Barker. Those elbows that usually by most people only slow guys down.
And now let's go trackside. Here's Broadway Danny Wolf.
Denise, what is wrong? You got injured on the last jam of the quarter. What's wrong?
I think I may have torn my knee again. I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm going to have the trainer tape it up, and I'll be ready to go for the next game.
Kim Hartt has been talking a lot of trash about you, saying you're a camera hog. How do you respond to that?
Just look at her. Just look at her.
Look at her.
She claims to be Kim Hartt, the heartbreaker. Well, if you call sleeping with a different guy every day of the week a heartbreaker, then I suppose she is.
Hawk, you need to comment on that one. I'm staying way out of it.
Can I sing it? Heartbreaker, dream maker. I know, keep my day job.
Here we go. It's this brother against brother breaking out for both teams. It's Sam Martin for the Sundogs, Micah Martin, the younger of the 2 brothers for the Nevada Hotdice. And the knee from the younger brother to the older brother. Great job of staying on his feet by Sam Martin. Brother against brother, the elbow. You know these two want to prove to one another more than any 2 skaters on the track.
Well, the sibling rivalry here adds obviously an element of violence that, I tell you what, I would hate to have been their parents growing up.
Great job of blocking by Mark Weber. Micah Martin sees his brother go over the track, taunts him a little bit, and cuts it off because he knows he picked up a point. Now, brother against brother jawing. You would have thought Micah Martin looked over to see if his brother was okay, but now very smartly, the Hotdice get it between the 2 of the referees trying to keep this one broken up.
Well, in this sibling rivalry that started out with the 2 brothers, here you see Micah Martin and Sam Martin going around, Pasi, Schalin, number 37, Mark Weber. And then they both end up on the track. Actually, Sam Martin, the flame, ends up off the track. Micah calls off the jam, and a fist fight ensues.
Good job of the referees by Sean Corbin, especially keeping order restored. Now you see the jammers in the back of the pack trying to weird their way through. This is Bill Barker right at the front of the pack, along with Little Richard. What a yeoman job Barker's done. Now, Christian Salvia trying to get the whip, and he goes down. And now coming around for the Sundogs, this is Pasi Schalin, the Edmonton Oiler. You can see Schalin, he's got that hockey style of skating, keeps both arms moving. Pasi Schalin now in the lead as they come around the corner, trying to catch up. It looks like Vinny Moramando for the Hotdice, but Pasi Schalin closes in on the pack. Look at the job of blocking led by Bill Barker. The Sundogs keep the entire pack pinned against the rail.
Well, and Pasi Schalin, you know, he's a big skater, but here you see some of that explosiveness. Vinny Moramando's no match for him. Pasi Schalin blasts past the group, calls off the jam after he scores the points.
Great job by the Sundogs. We'll be back with more right after this.
It's the Florida Sundogs 25, the Nevada Hotdice 20. And Hawk, there's no question, if this score stays as it is, it'll stick in Richard Brown's craw.
Winner moves on, loser goes home.
So far, the Florida Sundogs have been doing a fantastic job of teamwork. And right there again, Hawk, I've got to say, Pasi Schalin has done a phenomenal job of picking up and showing a tremendous amount of leadership as Tom Smith breaks out.
Well, in Pasi Schalin, we always talk about his physical ability, but he doesn't have too much of that emotional, I guess, additive that gets him pumped up and excited. He seems to be emerging from the shadow of little Richard Brown.
And Mark Webber sends Tom Smith right into the rail. This is Mark Webber. The Hotdice needs some points. And take a look. A double block being set up by David Gletty and Bill Barker. Can Webber get by? And Little Richard hanging back. And surprisingly, I don't know what Little Richard's trying to impart some strategy. The double block still by Barker and Gletty. Little Richard setting up to give the wick to Webber, and Webber's able to go through and cut off the jam, but a great job of strategy by Little Richard. In fact, Little Richard now, and there you see, as Tom Smith goes right head first into the railing, Broadway Danny Wolf standing by with Little Richard.
Richard, tremendous whip right there for Mark Webber. You guys, though, still trail by a few points.
The Sun Puppies are going to regret they ever let me go. I'm going to whoop them every chance I get.
You only got 2 minutes to do that.
That's all I need.
I don't know, Little Richard might be biting off a little more than he could chew, because so far, led by the leadership of Pasi Schalin and the blocking of Bill Barker, the Sundog men have done a great job. And now you see Sam Martin trying to get the whip, but it kind of backfired as his brother breaks free. Once again, we've got brother against brother with one of the Hotdice coming up from the back. But right now it's Sam and Micah. Sam for the Sundogs, the older of the two brothers. But Micah Martin has done a very good job of taking with his brother all game today. And now it's Micah Martin all by himself. Remember, the Hotdice are trailing in this one. Here comes Micah Martin. Little Richard sends David Gletty into the rail. And now it's Little Richard against Bill Barker. And this time, Little Richard gets the best of him. Remember, waiting in the wings, coming up shortly, the New York Enforcers. The winner of this one advances to the mega match against the Enforcers.
Well, and you see a fantastic move here by Micah Martin first. He sends his brother down to the track, and then he comes up with number 38, Randy Garrett, paving the way. Goes around number 14, that's Sean Marshall. But I want you to watch this move right here. The bigger, more physical Bill Barker, actually it's Pasi Schalin. Micah Martin goes right around him, and as we're back to live action, we see the emotions running high.
And look at a very smart move. We talked about the leadership of Pasi Schalin, keeping Sam Martin away from his brother, knowing the Sundogs have the lead, and they want to go on to this mega match.
Well, and whoever goes into the mega match, this emotional ending here is going to have to take a little bit away from them, little wind out of their sails.
Because guaranteed they'll have a physical matchup. That happens anytime the New York Enforcers are on the track, and they are the defending leaders of the pack. Now, once again, breaking out, it's again the Martin brothers, Sam and Micah, and there you see how close it is. There's the score, 30 seconds left in the jam, and down goes Micah, and here comes Sam Martin all alone. Sam Martin, as the Sundogs are down by one as a result of that last jam. It's all on the shoulders of the Flame as he comes around the pack.
Well, we showed Micah Martin. It seemed like he had a little bit of better of the battle of the brothers today, but it looks like Sam Martin may be pouring it on when he has to.
Look at controversy here. It comes down to Sam Martin and Little Richard battling it out. 3 seconds. Bill Barker is back, and now Bill Barker nails Little Richard. Sam Martin goes by, gets the entire pack and cuts it off. Remember, at the end of a period, the 60-second jam clock goes to its entirety. What a jam by Sam Martin as he wins it for the Florida Sundogs as they are now challenging the leaders of the pack.
Well, he really came to play when it counted. You see Pasi Schalin lowering the boom on Little Richard Brown, and then you see Bill Barker pave the way for Sam Martin to score the points for the victory.
A great win for the Sundogs. In fact, speaking of Barker, he's standing by with our Broadway Danny Wolf.
Bill Barker, tremendous effort tonight. Nice debut on the Sundogs. Now it's the mega match against the Enforcers.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. You know, that's a talented group over there. You know, I used to be with them, but this is a perfect fit.
Get out of here, Webber. This interview's not with you. there's a prime example of what you just left. I'm sure you're glad.
This is a way better fit for me. They're talented, a good team, but these guys skate the game the way I skate the game. This is perfect for me.
Now, Richard Brown, different story. Mark D'Amato's going to be gunning for you and Tim Washington. Really quickly, how do you address that?
Oh, bring it on. I'm ready for it, you know. Those guys are big, they're tough, but, you know, when push comes to shove, I'm ready.
Well, he says he's ready, but he better conserve some of that energy because there's a lot of roller jamming left here in the World Skating League.
The final score of this first game, the Florida Sundogs 30 and the Nevada Hotdice 26. The question is, will Bill Barker be the missing ingredient the Sundogs need to defeat the defending leaders of the pack, the New York Enforcers? The mega match coming up right after this.